Hey there, and welcome to this episode of the show where we are talking about what to do when you go off track. So maybe it is Easter, maybe it is Christmas, maybe it's Thanksgiving, or maybe it's just another fucking Tuesday. You had all the best intentions, but right now you've gone off plan. Maybe you've eaten a little bit too many calories, one too many chocolate bars, and now you've exceeded that all-important calorie target, because we know that losing weight, getting in shape, all starts with energy balance, with the amount of calories that you're eating. So when you've gone slightly over that number, you can kind of drift into that, oh shit, I have fucked this up type of mode. And how now you're thinking is, how do I get things back on track? How do I move past this time where I fucked it? And maybe you fucked it again because you keep fucking up for whatever different reason, or you think you fucked up because, as you'll find out, maybe you didn't fuck up quite as much as you thought you did. Now, it's a very common situation for people to stray off track because, let's face it, a calorie target to a specific number is something only a robot can actually adhere to. Unless you're eating the same thing every fucking day, then it's very difficult for you to hit 1,532.5 calories per day, day in, day out, each and every day for the next 12 weeks of your life. Now, in reality, even if you did eat the same things every single day, you still probably wouldn't consume that many calories because of variations in accuracy of food labels and things like that. So yes, calories and the information we get from food labels is probably the best information that we have and the best data we have to manage calories in, but it's by no means a foolproof method. Yes, there are some flaws to it, but it's probably the best method we've got. So kind of don't throw it out the window and say it's all fucking shit because Simon said it was inaccurate. No, not what I'm saying, but understand that hitting that number absolutely down to the calorie each and every day is probably just going to turn you inside out with anxiety. It's going to make you think that you fucked up your diet each and every day, and it's not going to lead to a leaner, healthier life that you enjoy for the long term. So we're going to start thinking about, well, what happens when you have that off day? Now, first thing I want to talk about is, did you actually have an off day? Because let's think about a little bit of a scenario for you. Let's say, for example, your maintenance calories is 2,000 calories per day. Now, you might say, okay, I'm going to put myself in a calorie deficit of 500 calories. That's put you at 1,500 calories. You see, I'm fucking brilliant at maths. So you're at 1,500 calories. That's what you're trying to hit each and every day. Now, let's say you then have a chocolate bar. Chocolate bar, roughly speaking, 250 calories. So you've eaten your 1,500 calories, you were sticking to your meal plan, you planned it in MyFitnessPal, you were rocking through the day, and then kind of drifted towards the late afternoon at work, and you just thought, I can't fucking make it to dinner. I can't fucking make it to 5:30 or whatever it is. And then you think, do you know what? I'm just going to fucking go for it. I'm going to have a fucking chocolate bar. I'm going to raid the vending machine, whatever it is, just because I want to. It feels good. I want to have it. And then you sit there, you sit and eat that chocolate bar, all its chocolatey goodness, the sugar, the fat, just the melting chocolate in your mouth gives you that moment of joy on the lips, but not necessarily a lifetime on the hips like the old adage would have you think. Now, you get through the day, you have your dinner, and then you think back to that chocolate bar. Fuck me, I've gone over my calories. But you've only gone over your calories by 250. Now, bear that in mind as you create a 500 calorie deficit. So if you've only put a dent in it by 250 calories, theoretically, you are still in a calorie deficit of 250 calories. So albeit your progress isn't going to be as great as it may have been if you were at 500 calories, it's not going to be a lack of progress. You're still going to be pushing forward. Now, do you want to hit 500 calories a day if that's your target more often than not? Yes, of course you do. But you don't want to also beat yourself up when you're kind of still making progress, albeit you've had a little bit of an up and a down. Now, the other thing is that may then lead to you putting on some weight on the scales. So you therefore go jump on the scales first thing the next morning and it's gone up by a kilo, and you think, oh my God, I've fucking had a chocolate bar. Now I've put on a fucking kilo. I've absolutely fucked this. Realistically, you have not put on a kilo of body fat. It's physically impossible from one chocolate bar for you to put on a kilo of body fat. Now let's talk about why that is so. So to put on a kilo of body fat, roughly speaking, takes 7,700 calories above your maintenance. Now let's think that example practically through in this scenario. So the maintenance calories was 2,000. So you've got to eat 7,700 calories above your calculated maintenance in order for 1 kilo of weight gain to be from body fat. Now that therefore is 9,700 calories in one day you've got to eat for that kilo of body weight to be from body fat. Now, if you just had one chocolate bar and you know you're still in a calorie deficit, then even if you put on a kilo of weight, it definitely 100% isn't body fat. You've got to start rationalizing these situations in your head. You've got to think through the processes logically. Did I eat 9,700 calories yesterday? No, I ate 1,750. Therefore, this increase in body weight is physically not possible to come from body fat. It's maybe a water weight fluctuation. It's maybe food weight. It's maybe the fact that you didn't have a big shit this morning. It's maybe that you had a slightly smaller wee. It's maybe the fact that because you had some additional carbohydrate, your body has replaced some of its energy stores, and again, that's pulled with it some additional water. Whatever it is, it's not fucking body fat. So before you kind of then go into this absolute fuck it mode and start slashing every proverbial tire just because you had one puncture, you need to start rationalizing where you're actually at. So then you start thinking about, okay, I did all these different things. Maybe you did go over maintenance. Maybe you had 3 chocolate bars. Okay, maybe you're slightly into a calorie surplus. Maybe you're in maintenance, whatever. But what's the thing that you're going to do now? What is the most logical solution to the problem that you find yourself in? Is the solution going to be, okay, well, I messed up this day, so the logical thing for me to now do is mess up every single day of the next week until I get my head sorted out? Probably not the best scenario, not the best choice that you're going to have to absolutely just think, well, okay, I fucked one day, so let's systematically fuck every single day thereafter until I feel like really shit and then decide to dig myself out of that fucking hole. That's not really going to be the best scenario for you. The best scenario really is to, again, rationalize it. You are not going to do a huge amount of damage unless you are eating 10,000 calories every single fucking day. You're not really going to be able to do enough damage in one day to absolutely mess everything up. So the best thing you can do is just get right back on track. Whether that is getting back into the gym because you missed a few workouts, whether that is just getting back to your calories because you went over, whether it is just getting back into that routine, whatever getting back on track means for you, that should be your first priority. If you really are sort of feeling anxious about it, maybe you could possibly cut back on subsequent days worth of calories. So if you went 200 calories over, then just pull back 100 extra calories the next day and the day after. It's not going to be a huge dent in your calories for that day. It's not going to make you feel hugely hungry, but it would potentially help you reset and get back on track. My advice is just to not do that. My advice is to actually just get back on track, because it can lead you to kind of just keep cycling, cutting more calories and trying to claw everything back, when actually probably the best thing to do is just to move on. But it is, if it's really eating you up, it is an option. Next of all, I would also reflect on why it is that you went over those calories. Was it because you got to 3 p.m. at work and you were just hungry? You'd run out of food that you brought with you to work, you were bored, whatever it is. What was the thing that caused you to go off track? Was it some sort of trigger? Was it a habitual thing that you always do? Try and find what that is and resolve that problem, Rather than trying to claw calories back and really unpick everything from a diet point of view, focus on what was the trigger, what was the habit that caused you to go off track, and try and address that. And then once you've figured that out, plan for the next time. And something I use with my clients is if-then strategies. So if I get to 3 p.m. and I feel hungry, then I will go for a walk. And when I come back to my desk, I'll eat an apple or something along those lines. Give yourself this intention to say, if this happens, then I will do this. And that way you're starting to plan for all these different eventualities. You have a plan in place. Even for things that are slightly unexpected, you've got kind of a go-to scenario that you can fall back on and then just move forward. And that's kind of the key thing, is if you do go off track, remember, it is just a minor blip in this whole process. Think about how many years you've got left on this planet. This one day, this one chocolate bar at 3 p.m. interval in your life means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. Really, just get back on track and move forward. So, to a little bit of a recap for you. When you go off track, start to rationalize what is actually happening. Maybe you went over your target calories but still remained in a calorie deficit. If that's the case, you are still making progress, and definitely do not beat yourself up. And even if the scales went up by a kilo, again, rationalize what is happening. Did you eat 7,700 calories over your targeted maintenance and therefore put on a kilo of body fat? Or actually, did you eat way under that, and that increase in scale weight has got zero to do with body fat increases? Start to logically think through what is actually physically happening. And then start to think about the 4-step strategy. So get back on plan. Get back on plan as quickly as possible. Whether that's getting back to the gym, getting back onto your calories, whatever it may be, get back on plan. If you really, really have to, number 2 would be to cut calories from subsequent days. Ideally, don't do that, but if you are really beating yourself up and it would make you feel better, it's something you can do, but don't be over drastic with it. Number 3 is think about what caused you to go off track. And then think about, was it a trigger? Was it a habit? Was it a particular time of day? Was it something you just habitually keep on doing? And then number 4, once you've figured that out, get some strategies in place to deal with it. If this happens, then I will do this. That's what's going to help you keep back on track and keep you on an even keel and moving forward. But overall, remember that these things will always happen. It will always be the case that you won't have perfect days 100% of the time for the rest of your life. This is normal life, and this is why you have to be able to deal with it in a logical and structured fashion. Stop beating yourself up. Get back on track, move on, and just start enjoying the process. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the show. If you did, come and visit me on Instagram at iron_paradise_fitness. Let me know, drop me a message, tell me what you think, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from this particular episode. And if you want more information about fat loss, building muscle, mindset, and all things related to health and fitness, then head over to ironparadisefitness.com, and while you're there, you can pick up a free Lean Life Kickstarter pack, which is ideal for beginners just trying to get into a gym workout program, just trying to get into calories and managing their nutrition. There's a free training program that will last you 4 weeks. There's a guide on how to calculate calories, how to deal with cravings, and much more. So head over to ironparadisefitness.com and check that out. But for now, all I'm going to say is thanks so much for listening. Keep living the lean life, and I'll see you for the next episode of the show.